Hi everyone, it's Yvette Le Blowitz from SpiritGirl.com, host of the Spirit Girl Talk Show podcast. I'm super excited to be here with you today and our very special guest, Janice Ng, who is the founder of AbsFocus, also the creative director, program director, creator of AbsFocus, and she is also a Lululemon Hong Kong ambassador and an all-round super fit chick. And can I add in a little bit of a Spirit Girl contributor? Also, Janice, it's so great to have you on the show. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. Finally, it's been 3 years, but I'm glad internet allows us to do this and stay connected. It's wonderful.
Yeah, I can't believe it. We caught up 3 years ago in Hong Kong, and I just knew you were destined to so many amazing things. I did one of your classes. You're super, super fit. But for everyone joining in who doesn't know you, our listeners, can you just share a little bit about who you are, what you do, so they can just get to know you a little bit more?
Sure. So I'm based in Hong Kong. I am the creator of AbsFocus, which, like its name, you train your core with me. So that's my specialty. And so my background in terms of fitness, I started my fitness journey and I started with my first training program, like certified as a personal trainer with NASM. And then I did more Pilates because when I started teaching the Libre fitness method, like at Ishcore where I met you,
Yes.
I realized that I do like the Pilates factor of a workout because I had a ballet background. I did ballet since I was 5 years old, did all the way from grade 1 to grade 8. So I do love the factor of the strengthening, toning the body, and also the precision. Everything has to be really precise in ballet. And I hold yourself really like high standards as well. And I found that in Pilates, and I do love it. So my second kind of like certified program was Polestar Pilates. So I'm certified in Polestar Pilates and NASM. Because of that, that inspired me to create my own program that is more Pilates inspired. So AbsFocus is actually a Pilates inspired core class that I spent first 5 minutes like a cardio workout. So you just get the adrenaline rush. You need that to feel pumped for the whole class and feel more energized. And then that also wakes up your mind and body. So your muscles are more engaged in, like, it's more awake. It's just like starting the engine of the body, right? And then after that, the warm up, I do like 30 minutes of a Pilates based exercise. So for that part, I really encourage people to get to learn about the Pilates breathing and how you connect with the breath and the movement together so that you know how to utilize their breath and their movements a little bit better. That's beneficial of their engagement of their core as well. So in Pilates, we focus more on the movement of the spine. So the program, how I created it is to really get them to learn how to be aware of their movement of their spine. Because I think that for core exercise in general, some people actually feel like, oh, I don't know how to engage my lower abs, or I don't know how to engage my upper abs. But if you think about your spine, your whole thoracic spine, it's actually if you move your spine, how you move your spine is how you move your muscles as well. So if you're aware of how your spine moves, it is a very powerful thing for you to know how to engage your core muscles too. So that's a huge part of it, of my program. And then after that, I have like a 20 minutes of a HIIT section. Because usually in Pilates class, unless the teacher is a little bit cuckoo, make the routine really, really tough. Otherwise, rarely do you sweat in a Pilates class. And unfortunately, in the city where I live, I'm sure from New York, London as well, we do want to, a lot of people just have this mentality that, oh, I need a good workout, 1 hour, I need to sweat so much so I feel the most of it. I really understand that part, even though for exercising, in my own opinion, I feel like you don't have to go all out like gung ho. like feel like super sweaty to make it a good workout. But because of that mentality, so I also included like a HIIT section there, so that people feel empowered and feel like, okay, my hours maximized. So it's more like tailored to city people as well for efficient workout. But lastly, of my program, I also include like a 10-minute stretch. So the whole hour, it's like core, but I see it like a journey.
Yeah,
Really
wow.
journey. So to answer your question, very long, long-winded, but that is my program, and that's what I do. That's what I created, and it's called AbsFocus.
Yeah, well, this is so amazing. I've loved seeing your fitness journey unfold, and it's just so amazing. Now, one of the things, so congratulations on AbFocus. Now, I'm looking at your shirt for all of our podcast listeners who visually can't see this right at the moment. If you're listening in audio form, your shirt says "You matter," but underneath that it says "Your abs matter." So it's kind of like two mantras in one. Tell me about this shirt you're wearing, and what does this mantra mean, and just share a little bit more with our listeners if you're happy to.
Yeah. So this shirt, I collaborated with Basics for Basics. Basically, their company, they are truly like, they value like more like giving like the best shirt. Like for example, this is 100% like organic cotton, and they're really like they're into sustainability and then also about empowerment. So for this, You Matter is my own brand. AbsFocus, so I created Absolute Focus because for my own mental health journey, I've been through my times, a darker phase, believe it or not, that had anxiety issues, and also I felt like my mood was really unstable. So it was categorized as like a mood problem. But for me, during that time, which was like it started like 5 years ago, that I just felt like a little bit like, like moody and then like depressed, and I just felt so sluggish and staying at home a lot. And during that journey, one of the things that I felt most from that struggle was that I felt like it didn't matter. Because that was like sometimes when you get very negative in that headspace, you could feel like, oh, like who cares about me? Like sometimes you felt that way. So this one is for me to remind everyone after my recovery, and I feel like everyone should know this. I wish when I was in my darkest phase that someone would tell me that you matter, like giving me that positive affirmation. So that's why, even though your abs matter, it's just because people in Hong Kong, they call me the abs queen. I'm known for the abs, and they love the abs focus program. But like, I want to show them, to tell my clients that they matter too, but in a way that we get it. I'm like, oh, that's cool, you get it. So I call it like You Matter. You bold it. So when people say, oh, this shirt is cool, your abs matter, and then I will always say, no, you matter.
Yeah, so I love it.
Yeah, so I think it's such a great way to strike a conversation about mental health that is light and fun, and then instead of making it like, oh, like it's dark, like it is serious, but make it light, talk about it.
Yeah.
Everyone has their mind, and so everyone has their mental health. So this is basically the idea of it, and
I love it.
This shirt is called Absolute Focus with Basics for Basics. So
wow. Yeah. Now that is, can I say, thank you for opening up with our listeners about your own journey and just how you've worked through that process. Do you think some of that, like I know in my own experience, when you're not truly doing what your passion, that too can get you a bit down? Because like I too have had to work in jobs I kind of wasn't my absolute passion, but I was kind of hustling, and I still hustle today. You know, we're all hustling. You know, the hustle never stops. Do you kind of think sometimes because you're hustling so much, you've got so many balls up in the air, you've got so many jobs on the go, you haven't, you know, you're 100% not just right where you need to be, that too can affect, I found that can affect even my own brain health and my own, you know, mental game, mindset. Do you think that kind of comes into play as well? When you look back at your journey now from today to then?
I think there's this one quote that really sticks to my heart. It's from Oprah, actually. So it says something about like align your personality with your purpose in life, and no one can touch you, something like that. And that was what I struggled most. So what triggered all the anxiety issues and like the inner struggles, like inner like battle. Um, it's because I felt that first I didn't know what my passion was, of course, because I was just starting like my career. I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I knew for sure that for my personality didn't match with the work nature given that time. So during that time, I was actually a PR representative for a global PR agency, and it was just for my own, like, I'm such a perfectionist as well. I'm less of a perfectionist now. I'm like trained to be more adaptable. During that time, I hold myself such high standards, like, oh, I'm in PR, like I have to be bubbly, I have to be extroverted. But I'm never, I've never been extroverted. Like I love to do my own thing. I am bubbly. I can talk to people easily, but I do love my own space, and I love to create things that requires a lot of my full energy and attention. So that's a super introverted part of me. I can be alone and not talk to anyone for 10 days, actually. But so that was the time that triggered all that, like the struggles I had. I felt like, well, I couldn't reach my potential. Like, why? And then, you know, everyone's like succeeding, and then it just felt like everyone has their like shit together. So that was the time that I felt like oh, I'm lost. So that was tough. But then because of the journey, of course, there's the light at the end of the tunnel. That it was this long time struggle, and but I came to a point that I realized that okay, I mean, why did I have all these thoughts to like constrain myself, limited beliefs, and thinking that, oh, I should do this or that. I graduated from a good university and I have to this or that, you know. I think it's because of my journey that I actually couldn't do anything, because I was sick in a way that I just had to stay in bed because I felt so tired all the time, that it got me into really giving myself a break and some space to start to like give myself some love, some kindness, and to know that it's good to just be alive already. Why do you have to put yourself so much pressure? Why do you put yourself so much pressure?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so that was a part where I'm like, okay, I accept myself as being an introvert, and what are the things that I can do to grow from there? And I'm glad I got into fitness, and so yeah, like surprisingly, everyone just assumed that all fitness instructors are extroverts, but a lot of the celebrity instructors that I know, they are actually quite introverted. Everyone, like, you see them crushing it on a spin bike, and then when you meet them in personal time, you'll be like, oh, like we are actually pretty much the same. We're like introverts. We love our alone time. Like, we're not like super rowdy all the time, even though for what we do, we have to be outspoken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my fitness journey.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. It's really interesting there, because what I tuned into was you kind of were doing perhaps what was expected of you, going to university, getting this really cool corporate job. And we all know I've been in the same boat where corporate is considered the be all and end all. But then you realize what you were doing wasn't really who you were. And, that's such a good thing. And I personally think possibly every person will go through this in life. And if they don't, well, they're really, as they say, lucky perhaps. But I too was doing a corporate job where I had to sit in a cubicle doing admin work and I wasn't allowed to talk. Well, that nearly killed me. That nearly killed me. Now, talk about being depressed and having anxiety issues and all sorts of things. But I kid you not, I like to talk. So can you imagine having to be quiet for 8 hours a day and not be able to say a word?
We have switched our jobs.
Oh my goodness. And it's really interesting because people too think I'm a real big extrovert. But being so creative, I have periods where I'm a complete utter introvert, which is kind of a bit yin and yang, because when I'm with people creating the travel shows or doing the podcast now, I love being with people. But then I have periods where I need my own space and headspace and place and just need to disconnect from everyone. But I also like how you talked about you put high standards on yourself, high expectations, how you had to overcome your own limiting beliefs. But it's interesting now that you've got so clear on, so you go through all of that and you're like, wow, I don't know if this job's for me. It's not really making me happy. I've got to find something I'm just so passionate about that I want to wake up every day. I need to find my purpose. I can really resonate with that. In my 20s, I was like, I don't know what my purpose is. What am I put on this earth to do? There must be more than admin, sitting in a cubicle in an office and not being able to talk and just going from my house to the office and back. So I'm really grateful that you've opened up about that. And I'm sure so many of our listeners will be able to resonate with this. Now, one of the things I get asked all the time, and because you're a fitness professional now, you'll be able to help. What can someone do when they know they should work out because it's good for your health, but they just don't feel like it? They have no motivation.
So one thing that is very true, I've spoken to a lot of people about it. They think that what I'm about to say is very, very true. There's never a bad workout. So basically, I know sometimes you feel like, why did I sign up for a 7 a.m. class? I just want to stay in bed and sleep in, Then where does the motivation come from, right? Sometimes I think that having a friend to go with you to the class will hold you accountable, and that helps. Second, you really have to drag yourself out there. Really go there, but then think about a reward. There's always like a good incentive for you to push yourself, to motivate you, because we all humans, we have our emotions, and then you just sometimes don't feel like it. But then you will actually feel that after the workout, once you got yourself there, after the workout, you'll be like, oh, I did it, I made it. Like you will feel even more motivated, and then you feel like, oh, this is amazing. Even though it's like a small step, like participating in a class, making it to the class, it's just like a nice reassurance to yourself that, oh, like I really went through that challenge and then I succeeded. So it's like a nice way to really push yourself a little bit, motivate yourself. And then I think one more thing is just find a goal, why you're doing what you're doing. So I know that a lot of my clients that I train with, especially for clients that I train privately, I'm a firm believer that, so sometimes some people don't really have they're not really goal oriented. but at least there's something that matters to them. There's definitely like the psychological or behavioral things behind it that would motivate them. So, so I would tell them or ask them more about how's your family, like how's your life, how's your sleep, or even to see how stressed they are. Because sometimes we want to skip a class. It's more of an emotional reason to it. It's not like you're incapable of doing it, right? It's just like the emotions. So I think targeting that part, like to manage their emotions, that part will allow the person to commit to their workout. So I think that when you want to commit to the class, simple things. When you sign up, you committed, just go. Just go. You're gonna feel so good about yourself after as well. Yeah.
I love how you said sign up and just go. You're going to feel so good about yourself.
Yeah, it's never a bad workout. There's never a bad workout.
I
Unless
love
the
that.
instructor is terrible.
And even then, that will never happen.
Or
Every
just,
instructor
thing,
had, yeah.
Just choose your favorite trainer, or just go to a class that you love, and just go to a class that you love your music. Or if some people that might not be able to afford like these nice boutique fitness classes, hit up a friend, go out for a run, or just start walking. Just get out the door and walk, and just enjoy it. So like I just really believe that workout doesn't have to be tough. As long as you're moving, that's great. Like that's the first step. So I feel like people stop doing what they wanted to commit to is because they felt like it's like a mental block, like it's a challenge. So to reduce that anxiety about it and to just be like, yeah, I'm doing it for myself. It's fun. I'll just go. And it'll be easier for you to commit to your goals.
Yeah, so make it fun.
Yeah, make it fun and just show up.
Wow, make it fun and just show up. So we should, I know what you mean, because like there's this thing that we've got to train hard every time, but there might be a day you feel a bit tired. So we're still better off just doing like a light walk or, you know, a light yoga stretch or something, instead of then trying to like train straight up for a marathon.
Yeah.
We got to like walk before we run, before we do marathons. So just keep it into perspective. Wow. Now, another question I get asked a lot, and you will be able to help with this, is so many of our listeners are living in places like New York City, big cities, London, you're in Hong Kong. It's super, super busy all the time. And I know when I was in Hong Kong with you visiting, there's so much concrete, so many people, so much going on, and things never stop. Yeah. How can you kind of find your inner peace or disconnect when you live in a place that's always connected 24/7 on the go?
It's true, especially with the population density in Hong Kong. It's so much higher than
Sydney,
like New York and London. So
yeah.
it's such a valid question. I think that for me personally, to reduce stress, it starts with meditation. For me, if I know that I'm panicking and I'm on the run, like I'm always like rushing to this, to that, and it of course it spikes up anxiety, the adrenaline rush. And for me to be aware of it is to first be aware of my breath. So that's how I make sure that I can be grounded and to just be calmer. Because I do have this tendency, like ADHD, you know, like I just go, and then if you go, like you rush through this place to that place, there's no way that your breath is long and calm, you know? So sometimes it gets like out of hands and I'm like, oh crap, I'm like so tired now, and then I'm feeling sick now. So really constantly checking with yourself. Breathing is the easiest way to do. Breathing, like feeling the air coming through your nostrils, that's the easiest way to do. I think it's more the mindfulness. If you feel like meditation, it's like, oh, there's a lot of connotation about it, like religious or something too spiritual for you. But everyone has breath. That's why we're human. So connecting to your breath is like the best thing to hold yourself accountable, like to be calm and throughout any situations. I mean, one of the things that more like a mindfulness approach to it is just pay attention to one sound. So, for example, in the city, you hear traffic lights. So while you're waiting for the to cross the road, you can just enhance that traffic light. Just focus on that light, and it's actually one of the things that you can block out other senses to help you stay present. So that even though it's like maybe like 30 seconds of your time, it actually helps you to just be really focused, be absolutely focused.
Yeah, absolutely focused.
Yeah, so that you actually just don't think about your past or your future. So you're just really in that moment. So that helps. Or some people say just hold on to like if you're having like a beverage, just feel like, is it a cold water, room temperature, like heat? Yeah, just like holding it the glass. Yeah, and then you will be able to enhance that senses in your body, and that actually helps a little bit too. So I think to help myself to stay sane in the city, and especially in this really delicate situation in Hong Kong right now, the heaviness of the city. You hear about the news, like hear about people talking about it, and it is emotional. So how do you stay like stay calm and collected? It's really about being objective, and also just try to
stay grounded.
And find like somewhere peaceful. Yeah, because you can be peaceful anywhere you want. Like truly, it's really about your headspace, your mindset. So find a way that you know how you can ground yourself. That's very important.
I love those grounding tips, and you shared the just becoming aware of your own breath, and it not being attached to religion or spirituality or anything like that, just becoming self-aware of your breath, holding things and becoming mindful of, if you're drinking tea or coffee or water. What I really noticed, Janice, when I visited Hong Kong, I went for a walk in the gardens. There was so many old people doing Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Doing Tai Chi, like,
that's amazing.
And their ability to do the mindfulness and to do this practice. Do you feel at times the younger generation are kind of moving away from going to the park, getting the little radio out and doing the Tai Chi practice?
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah,
it's for free too. Like it's mind-blowing. Like even I'm in the industry, I do like the vanity part of things. Like I do like going to really nice studio, like for a workout.
Yeah.
AC on, but in fact you can just go out to the park and do your own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but Tai Chi in Hong Kong, like going to the park, having fresh air, move on with music, having its own community, it's very nice. Like it really it's quite of a big factor of like it's a thing in Hong Kong. Like yes, you see like older, like the elderly do that. Even my grandma, like she did it before, and it's great. But we as younger generation, we don't do it enough. I think it's so slow. Like they will say.
Yeah, I didn't see many young people in the park.
Yeah, but I think if you make it cool, you can totally do it.
Yeah.
People are now making mindfulness, like meditation cool. Like meditation is slow. You're not doing and you're not doing anything. But I think people are starting to appreciate that slow factor of this fitness.
Yeah.
Like workout, because it is a workout, like mind workout. It just doesn't require physical strength that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a type of fitness. It's for your health. Yeah.
Doing a bit of both, because I know today I did a 5-minute train your brain workout, which was as simple as having to set your timer, sitting like in a meditation upright position, then you have to pretty much set your timer, close your eyes, let your thoughts rise and fall. And like what you said, listen to the sounds and be the observer without kind of moving your head and your body, and kind of just trying to be still and present. And it's really interesting because 5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're sitting there, it can feel like a long time. So yeah, I love this whole blend that you're talking about: mindfulness, meditation, plus physical. So I think we're getting to a really healthy stage in the fitness industry, or just in our day-to-day lives. Like, you're practicing the new age Tai Chi mindfulness just in your day-to-day life. Whereas, traditionally you might have to go to the park to do that, but you're just doing it at home and anywhere, which I really, really love. Nutrition.
Yes.
Loads of people super confused. What should you eat? What shouldn't you? Now, we're all so different, but can you just talk about, when it comes to your food on a plate or within a day, some of the foods you love to eat that nourish you, so you can teach all of these classes and have so much energy?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, well, I'm not a nutritionist. I do have a lean physique. For people who are listening to this podcast, cannot see, cannot visualize my body. I do have abs, visual, noticeable abs.
You have a 8-pack, a 10-pack, 12-pack, 14-pack,
No.
beyond the 6-pack. Yeah, you do. So for those listening, what's your Instagram page here? I'm going to chime in so they can, right about now, go onto Instagram.
Oh, right now? Oh, Jany Beans, JanyBeans. So like jelly beans, but Jany.
Jany Beans, cool. All right.
But okay, so people have been asking me about what I eat. First, I would say my body fat percentage is lower than average, I think. So it goes towards like the lower end. So it's easier for me to burn fat. But for my own body type, from all my lifestyle and all that, I do gain weight easily, and then I can lose weight easily. So I have pretty fast metabolic rate. What I would say is I've always I've raised in a family that treasure like whole foods. My mom would actually encourage us to eat whole foods, like vegetables, fruits. Are always like these nutritious food at home, and then we never have snacks at home. So I feel like that is one of the things that I've grown up like with, that lifestyle that made me very aware of what I eat. So I eat a really balanced diet, I would say. So I've never been a vegan. I've never been vegetarian. I mean, I've done like gluten-free diet before. I love a Impossible Burger. Like, I love meatless, well, food that tastes like meat. And I love food in general. But I realized that for my taste bud, I don't really like super heavy food. For example, I don't like the taste of butter, but I do eat pastry stuff. Like, I like a nice croissant, and it's just like the buttery flavor I really don't like. So I think that's one of the things that factor in and reduce the calories that I take every day. I do love vegetables. I'm no trouble having vegetables. Sometimes I crave more for vegetables for some reason than meat. That's weird.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. And also, I try not to eat too much processed food. So what I think is like a great advice for the audience is that I came across a book by J.J. Virgin. So she recommended this method that just eat anything that can be served on a plate. And then I think that is such a great and simple way for people to really get into maintaining their diets. Well, unless you put cookies on a plate.
Yeah, what does she mean by this? Is she meaning is the notion things you can serve on your plate? So we're looking at a proper meal like salads,
So you sit down,
pastas, vegetables.
so not like food that you can grab and go.
Okay, so
Unless,
potato
there's
chips,
like,
chocolate, kind of stuff you wouldn't serve on your plate.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, cool.
So that makes sense. And I think that's a good way to start too. I mean, I eat carbs, so I never stop myself from eating rice, especially for Asians, like people. I do eat rice. And well, considering my style, my lifestyle is very active. I teach a lot and move around. I rarely sit. Actually, this is like a really bad time for me to sit. Actually, we should do this more.
Yeah, I was just saying you have to sit because you're doing the podcast here. Like, yeah, so
But,
you got to sit down for this.
Yeah, but I would say that before my identity as like a fitness trainer, I moved less. And for example, when I was in university, I did sit a lot and to study, right? And I know that when I'm stressed, I would grab like unhealthy food. I've done all that, and then I'll be like, oh no, I got fat, and then I just have to like lose weight, and then I tried not having carbs at night because that's what I've heard, and then I just felt terrible. I just felt like, I cannot eat at a certain time, and then I cannot eat carbs now. It just created more stress in my body, and then it was harder for me to commit to that diet. So it ended up just fluctuates, my weight fluctuates. So I think the best way is to really like maintain like a healthy attitude towards food. Like again, it's like the behavioral kind of thing, like based on your emotions. Like have like a realistic plan of what kind of lifestyle you want to achieve. Like if you want to eat healthy for your own benefits, just start like JJ Virgin's advice. Just serve food on a plate that you can really maintain, and you don't have to limit yourself from not eating meat, and just eat everything, unless you really want to be like vegan, want to like not kill like animals. Then there are certain other things that you need to factor into. Like,
so do you eat then regularly, like you do breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner, like that kind of traditional eating every couple of hours, and you're eating, from what I understand, lots of fruit, lots of veggies, like wholesome, old school food, and least processed. Yeah.
I eat 3 meals a day, at least 3 meals a day, and because of what I do, I'm on I'm always going to the next meeting, back to back. So I never pack my food actually. So I always grab and go. But for that, there are so many options now. Not just in Hong Kong. There are a lot of like wraps, like healthy wraps that you can grab and go, and I mean, build your own salad. There are so many options for you. It's just whether or not you choose to have the healthier alternative. It doesn't mean that you have to restrict yourself from eating 3 meals a day, or like making the portion extra tiny for that day. I think eating something healthy to start is great. And then once your taste bud kind of get used to it, then you will slowly kind of be happier to eat clean food. Otherwise, I would just keep craving for these like processed food, like cookies, and chocolate, and all that. So
I agree, because I have a craving so I've totally switched my pasta. Instead of having pasta, I actually have zucchini, sliced up zucchini spaghetti. There's like a bag of zucchini, but they slice it up really thinly, and that becomes like your spaghetti. And I literally crave, and I'm craving avocado and zucchini and berries and things. And I think you're right. Once it gets into that system and into your being, and you kind of go, oh, this is actually making me feel really healthy, really good. And then compared to, say, some food I eat, it can make me very sluggish, or I can kind of tune in and go, oh, that doesn't do the best for my health, mind, body, spirit kind of thing. So that's really cool. And do you drink, obviously you're on the go all the time, so drink a lot of water.
Yes, drink a
Do
lot of
you
water.
have coffee or tea, or are you just a water person?
I love my coffee.
Yes! Okay!
So I do.
So you're very, very, like, you're human here. Like, you
I
are
am
human.
human.
Even though you might have like a 14 ab pack, or,
No,
like,
but I do. Okay,
you
so
are
there's
so,
like,
yeah.
I mean, caffeine itself doesn't have any calorie. Like, correct
Yeah.
me if I'm wrong. Um,
But this is your thing. You very
yeah,
much just have what you feel like when you feel like, but you're just keeping your fitness up to date, and you're teaching your classes, and you're just active.
I think it's more like if I crave for a cupcake, I would have the cupcake, but then afterwards I would be like, okay, I'll just burn out the calories. Or
Yeah.
one of my friends, she is actually even more ripped than me, and then she's an athlete. She
Mm.
told me that when she had cravings for something, she would she would get it. For example, if she craves for a chocolate, she would get
Mm.
a chocolate bar, but she will only have a one tiny bar and then not eat it, just to
Wow.
have that, like, okay, satisfied.
Just
Yeah,
take that edge off that
not
craving.
like eating the whole thing, you know?
I would be that eating the
Yeah,
whole.
right? It's hard.
I have, I very much, if you put chocolate in front of me, you give me chocolate and it's family size chocolate bar, I will mow down. Not good, not good.
Just
Uh,
addictive.
that is so bad. It gets in your system, that sugar, and it's craving, and then it gives you a really, like, can take your mood if it's low to a all right high, and then crashes it again. So kind of gonna ask you another question about, sort of like, do you feel like we're 3 years forward, you've now got your, like, absolute focus, abs focus. I saw on your Instagram page, I was watching you in New York City. You
Yes.
went into New York City, into Lululemon. Like, how does this make you feel now, like 3 years down the track? Like, I mean, are you just, sometimes you want to pinch yourself and go, OMG, wow, I can't believe this is happening. You've got people now doing your class,
Yes.
whereas traditionally you've had to teach everyone else's style of class. Like, if there was anyone tuning in, listening, and they have a dream of creating something that they truly believe in from within, like, but they feel a little bit frustrated because they're just not there yet. They're still hustling, 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 and they haven't, made it yet. What, have you got any words of wisdom for someone in that situation? They know what they want to do, they're not yet there.
So I think that people constantly feel that they're not there yet. I mean, if you carry that mindset, would you ever feel that at one point in the future that you would feel that, oh, I arrived to this point, right? So I think for what I've been doing, um, mental health has been my passion and the purpose for my life. And because of what I've been through, I think I'm lucky in that sense, I guess. Well, of course, the whole journey was tough times. That was a misfortune, but turns out to be something that impacted my life a lot. That gave me the sense of purpose, which is very very special, because I know that a lot of people at different age, they have no idea what their purpose is. I think that for those who have been still keep hustling, just striving towards something, the end goal or whatever success means to them, I think it's a good time to step back and ask yourself what matters to my life, and what are the things that would make me happy, you know? Because there's a lot of times that you just keep pushing, you never stop, and you don't actually know what you're actually striving for. And a lot of times it's not just money, right? Like there's never, like you want this amount of money, and then you want more and more. It just rolls on. So it's more, I think the most important part of it is your own journey is what will make me happy, you know? And it could go from very frugal, something very frugal, to very high end. Like, for example, some people, eventually, how you want to be felt. I want to feel peaceful. Like I said, I could easily go to a meditation retreat for 10 days and feel peaceful. Or you can go to one of the Amman resorts and be peaceful, you know, like
Yeah,
one end to the
exactly.
other. So it's more like what kind of lifestyle you want, what means to you, what drives you, or what matters to your heart. I think that is where you can give yourself a sense of direction. Yeah.
Do you think sometimes, in your experience, you can be really like, you can actually be doing so well, but sometimes you can still be hard on yourself? And
Yeah.
like, it's because life is so fast paced, and I even know this with myself. When my book launched, It Starts With Me,
It's
it
amazing.
launched on Amazon, it got into like the Australian bookstores, and it's in a New York bookstore, McNally's and Prince Street, and all of this stuff was happening, and it happened so quickly, so fast. And then you're kind of from one thing to the next, that you at times don't even, you got to sit down and just acknowledge, wow,
Yeah.
that's actually pretty cool. Like, it might not be exactly how it was supposed to be or meant to be, but it got done. It's not perfect, but it got done. Do you think sometimes, like in your experience, even with you going to New York City, you just have to kind of take a moment to breathe and acknowledge, wow,
Yeah.
this is part of the process, and this is a good thing, and I need to just take 1 minute just to, contemplate or reflect on this?
Yeah. It's great to just stop and give yourself some time to appreciate your own work. I think because we're not like the type of people that are narcissists or like, I think we tend to forget how much we have achieved and give ourselves credit. I think giving that time to ourselves and say, wow, look how far we've reached. Give yourself some credit, love yourself a little bit more, be kind to yourself. It's a huge thing. I think I wouldn't have made it to teaching at New York City, at Lululemon Soho store, if
Yeah.
I weren't grateful for my own experience, and also like every single day. And then I just see every time I teach as a class for me to be better every time. So I think it's that feeling of, okay, I'm getting better and better every single
Yeah, wow.
class that keeps me going. So I don't really think right into it like, oh, how many classes do I have to teach more? How many classes do I have to like teach more to become a better teacher or something like that?
Yeah.
It's more like seizing that moment every single time and enjoy that moment every time, that I realize that it has given me positive results and led me to where I am now.
Yeah, well, can I say congratulations? Like, you've come so far in your fitness journey, and I love seeing you on Instagram over in New York City with Lululemon, and it was just amazing. And it kind of, from me sitting back looking at what you do, be easy to say consistency, persistency, which is kind of what I constantly do also in my own journey, or when I try to help other people in their own journey, and very much turning up each day and practicing and crafting your skill and kind of getting better at it and refining it. And you're right, there is kind of, to some extent, no real end goal, because we are just on our own journey of becoming our own best version and getting really good at what we do. And if I think, Janice, like back to the first time I wrote my blog post,
Yeah.
like even in that first year of writing blog posts to now, like, wow,
I
worlds
know.
apart,
Don't
some
stop.
worlds apart. So
Yeah, it's a wow. I'm glad I met you like 3 years ago, and now you notice the difference. And I can reflect back on it too.
Yeah, well, when I met you, I was like, wow, this girl has got so much going for her. She's, got the potential to be a celebrity PT, like a fitness trainer, be with one of the top brands, which you are, Lululemon, traveling the world, teaching her own classes. Like I envisioned you having, DVDs aren't in anymore, but, like all of this ability so the girl anywhere in the world could do your class, or you could teach your classes, for
speaking
W
of
hotels.
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. I mean, my program is featuring like pretty high-end hotels in Hong Kong, and also done classes internationally. And my next goal is actually to put my content online.
Yeah.
And I would hire, like, if any of your SPAITGIRL girls want to learn AbsFocus, I would love to train that, put that all the content online.
Yeah, well, we'll
get
make
like a global team.
we'll make sure when when your classes go online, or you open up the opportunity for someone to do your class at home, that we definitely share that on Spirit Girl, because I know people live in different time zones, different countries, different places, different circumstances. So the online ability to be able to do it in your home is such a great way, or in the hotel. But it's just so amazing. I'm so, so proud of you to see what you've created. And I love how you created it from within, and how it was just something you wanted to do. And I'm really glad that you stuck with it. I think that's been one of your, like looking from the outside in, it's just your constant persistency at improving your own self, and then doing what you're passionate about. But I really love how you want to help people, like overall get fit and feel good. Like, as much as it is your passion, like what do you love most about teaching your classes now? Like when you have a group full of people, what do you love most?
What I love most is the moment you see, like, the client really pushing themselves. That is such a gratifying feeling, because they prove to themselves that I really can do better. And it's because of my motivation, my encouragement to them, and also maybe the music that they love. So it's so nice for them to really push themselves and feel better about themselves.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Pushing themselves, feeling better about themselves. And would you say we put limitations on ourselves, don't we? Even in our workout, where we think, I can't do that. I can't jog up this hill. I'm training at the moment where I'm jogging up a hill, and I'm like, yes, I can. And then I noticed when I changed my mindset to, like, my mindset jogging up these stairs was, oh my OMG, this is so hard. This is so hard. But then I changed my mindset to, this is easy. This is so easy. This is so easy. And then all of a sudden it was so easy. And I could see everyone else really struggling. They were really struggling, and I could tell on their face. And I changed my mindset inside to, oh, this is so easy. What's so hard about this hill? Like, it's just a few stairs. And would you say, like, as a fitness professional, coming down to training, and even in business or in branding, it is a mindset? When you choose the right mindset, you can overturn the struggle.
Definitely. It's all about your mindset and how you speak to yourself, right? It's all about how you live your life with what mindset. And it just comes across to different things that you do, right? So how do you set the intention for the day, and how do you give yourself positive affirmations? Because how can you do something positive if you speak to yourself negatively?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. How can you do something positively if you speak to yourself negatively? And I do agree. I'm kind of like, I'm also in this stage of, training my brain, learning more about me, my brain, my health, and really learning how to strengthen the mind, and how to get turn that weak mindset, which we all have that ability where that little, you can't do it, kicks in, or you're too tired, excuses, and how to overturn that so then we can choose better things. Now, Janice, you know, I could speak to you all day. We were doing a 20-minute podcast. We've nearly gone into an hour. You know, like, can you believe it? I'm really, really grateful that you just actually sat down today in Hong Kong to make time to help others in the Spirit Girl podcast show listeners, the community, and everyone out there. Now, how can we stay in contact with you? Moving forward after this podcast, because I'd love everyone to be inspired by you, especially on the days when they don't feel like exercising, but they can go to your Instagram page or your website and go, oh, actually, she's doing it, I need to do it.
People did say that, oh, like, I see your stories and Janice is already up at 6 a.m. and already doing something. Oh no, I should do something. Like, I think it's like a really good self-motivation too. Like,
it is
stories and know, like, I'm up already. You do your thing too.
I love it. And I think that's the beauty now, when we can use the social media in this powerful way. We can be in a place where we're not feeling our fittest, not feeling like on top of the world. We're in the process of getting fitter, getting healthier, but we can tap into people like you, who's a fitness professional, and we can kind of be inspired by great positive influence over, say, the girl that would be getting up on a live saying, don't exercise, you don't need to work out. You know what I mean? Like, I truly believe the people you surround yourself with is what you become. So if everyone out there who's feeling unmotivated, you don't have anyone in your back corner yelling out, go for the run, do this, do that, or anyone even to inspire you to work out, I would love for you now to follow Janice. And Janice, we will let everyone know your website and your social media before we say goodbye.
Oh, the giveaway.
Oh, we have a giveaway too. I nearly forgot. Okay, cool. So this giveaway here, I would love for you first up to subscribe to the Spirit Girl Talk Show podcast on iTunes, Apple Podcast. And from there, after you listen to this episode, if you could share 3 things that you have done
for your mental health,
for your brain health, for your wellness, or just for you, because you matter.
That you feel better.
Yeah. So 3 things that you've done to feel better.
Yes.
3 things you've done to feel better. Now, you do need to put either your Instagram handler in the review part, in the comment, or your email address at least, so we can contact you. We will be picking out one winner, and we will be drawing the winner. I'm getting the date. We'll do it on the 24th of October. There we go. It's going to be a Thursday, and I'll make sure that it'll be posted again in this caption on Spirit Girl on the Instagram page, as well as it'll be on the stories that day on the 24th of October, Australia time. Winner will be announced, and the winner's going to win, guess what? This t-shirt.
And also, there's also t-shirt, another t-shirt too. I'll send you the image so you can share it with the audience.
This is going to be amazing. Thank you,
Jen.
Jen.
Crop top or t-shirt.
Yeah, crop top, t-shirt, and on there it's going to be a reminder, a mantra to you that you matter, which is all about you matter, regardless of what's going on in your life. You matter. Turn up for you, show up for you. Even through the darkness, there will be light. Darkness is just sometimes a moment where you're not quite doing what you should do, what you were destined to do, what your purpose is, or what your passion is. It can be total chaos, total confusion, and it's just like the inner world saying, hold up, I know I was told I should have gone to university or do this corporate job, but it's not for me. So there's kind of like when we start looking at it like that, it really takes any social stigmas away. And, you know, we are so important that it's okay to get upset if you aren't doing your passion. Like, I think it's really great that we're shifting the conversation to go, you know what, it's okay to like kind of go through that process of doing a job and not really liking it or loving it, or like not wanting to wake up every day to do it. Like, so you now wake up every single day and you're excited about your day, aren't you? You love your day. You look forward to it. Like, this now isn't a job you're going to and hate, is it? No way. No. So this is the difference. So you're so happy now when you wake up and you energized by it, you're excited by it. And I think that's where we all have to get in our own journey. And it's so individual for everyone, isn't it? It's sort of not one size fits all. Wow, we've given the giveaway, like the giveaway is happening. And then now we're going to go onto your website, which is
AbsFocus, AbsFocus.com, AbsFocus.
And we know that your Instagram handler, where you share a lot on your stories and photos, is going to be, it's JANYBEANS. Beautiful. Well, Janice, thank you so much again for catching up with me. I can't believe, I mean, I'm just so grateful we've kept in contact all these years, and I'm really grateful for everything you do. You're such an inspiration. Super, super fit, always fit. Ever since I've known you, you've been super fit, but I just love how you've turned your own passion and purpose into creating a really happy, healthy life for you inside and out, and now how you're helping other people to feel good. But I truly believe by opening up and just sharing your story of going through dark, and then it's only through the darkness that you're like, hang on a minute, I think I want to do this and not that. Like, and then you kind of worked it out like, oh, okay, I'm going to try this. So I just hope every girl, guy out there, woman, man, whoever's tuning in, that it's really important we all acknowledge that it's okay. We're going to do jobs that don't feel like fulfill us or don't make us feel like happy. And we're kind of going to have days where we sit back and go, there's got to be more to life than this. And I think it's great that we all want to become our own best version.
That's amazing. Yes, that's right.
And your mantra, Janice, I want everyone to say your mantra, which is you matter. So hashtag you matter. Hashtag you matter. Follow Janice here on Instagram, on her website, and we'll definitely get you back on the show when you start, when your journey continues to evolve and you get your classes online. I can't wait for me to be able to do your class.
Yes, you can do it online.
Online in Australia. Yeah, I can't wait. Thank you again, Janice, for making the time to help others to feel good from within.
Thank you so much.
Wow. So for everyone who tuned in, thank you so much. I really hope that you're now inspired to work on becoming your own best version, to opening up if you too have gone through some darkness or gone through a struggle of not really knowing what you want to do, unsure, but then you find what your true passion is also and you go for it. I truly hope that Janice has inspired you to just do a few things for yourself today, to really tune into your limiting beliefs, to make your exercise fun, just to book in for a class and show up. I loved how she shared the tips on become aware of your own breath, tune into your own self, be mindful. And I really hope that Janice has inspired you to just eat in a way that you can put something on your plate and to really just give yourself a bit of slack. If you want a croissant, that's okay. So just about not beating yourself up and letting go of the high expectations and just taking each day as it comes, step by step, working on your own self, progressing, and just crafting and getting better at what you do. So on that note, I can't wait for you to subscribe to the Spirit Girl Talk Show podcast and to leave a 5-star rating and review. And remember, if you'd like to be in this competition, it starts today. It will finish on the 24th of October, 2019. And all you need to do to enter so you can get You Matter or have the opportunity to win Janice's top, which says You Matter, is to leave basically 3 things that you're doing to improve your own mental health, your own well-being, or 3 things that you've now started or embarked on after like tuning into this podcast show with Janice and myself, and leave your Instagram handler and email address or either or so we can definitely pick out the winner and announce who it is on the Spirit Girl podcast Instagram page. So on that note, we'll say goodbye for now.